Echo 8, Tango Kilo Mike.
Tango Kilo Mike, roger, roger. And the name?
Tango Kilo Mike, roger, roger. And the name? Kurt in Ohio, KURT.
Alrighty, Kurt. And what radio are you running, sir?
Kurt, and what radio are you running, sir? I'm running a FT-991 Alpha.
Roger, roger, Kurt. Listening to your audio, you might be hot into your AOC, so maybe we'll just run through a general setup procedure, if you would like. Starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, or a 10 o'clock position, depending on what your input level control is for your compressor. Roger, roger.
Control is for your compressor. Roger, roger. Okay, I'm not sure how to adjust the compressor on here. I got the mic EQ and the processor. Go ahead.
Processor is the same thing as compressor, sir. It just is the nomenclature of the manufacturer chooses to use, but they're both the same. So on your processor, engaged and at a 3, roger.
Processor, engaged and at a 3, roger. A 3 out of 100. There is 3 out of 100. Good.
All right, let's make it 30 out of 100, sir. We want only about a third of that compressor capability. So if your input level is in 100, we'll make it to 30, roger.
In 100, we'll make it to 30, roger. Okay, there it's at 30. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Now, with mic gain in hand, go to your AOC meter, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your AOC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Your AOC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. Okay, right there is about mid-scale. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sounds really good. Now, move to your EQ page, and we want 2 clicks additional treble EQ. 2 clicks boost, treble EQ to begin with, roger. 2 clicks boost, treble EQ to begin with, roger.
Okay, on my EQ page, I have to select the frequency and then the level.
All right, you have something 3 to 4 KC somewhere in there?
You have something 3 to 4 KC somewhere in there? Looks like I've got 1,000 and 2,700. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, 2,700 plus 2. 2.7K, 2,700 plus 2.
2.7K, 2,700 plus 2. Alrighty, there is plus 2 on the 2,700. Go ahead.
All right, now tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds or so, and let me look at your audio.
For about 10 seconds or so, and let me look at your audio. Okay, I am running about 35 feet in the air. Go ahead.
Give me a little bit more than that. Tell me something you really like about your radio.
That's a good question. I really like everything about it, honestly. It's a pretty nice radio. It's my first radio, and I was going to get the ICOM 7300 and decided to get the Yaesu, and I think I would have been happy with either, but I'm definitely enjoying the radio. Go ahead.
Alrighty, I've moved to my local receiver now, and I've got, you're about 15 over on my local receiver. So I want to look at that bottom end. You look to be rolling out now at about 300 cycles. We could extend that just a little bit to give you a little fatter audio, a little fuller sound. If you would be interested, there would be something in your EQ there around 250 cycles.
Yes, sir. I can do 100, 200, 300. I can actually adjust where it's at. You want me to do 200 or 300? Go ahead.
250 would be ideal, sir. 250 if that's not a problem.
I can only go in 100 cycle ranges, so it's either 200 or 300.
Yes, sir. Okay, 200 plus 2. 200 plus 2.
Okay, there is 200 plus 2. See how that sounds to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. I don't usually push the bottom end too much because there's a lot of things that happen in transmissions that affect the top end sometimes. You have, if your signal happens to go into a phase cancellation mode because of the way it is reflected back to Earth, the first thing to go is the top end of the audio spectrum. So if you're running a bunch of bottom end and you lose the top end, all of a sudden you're Mr. Bassman. So this way, if we're not really pushing the bottom end that much, so it's not nearly as bad if you run across phase cancellation. Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, you sound very good. Your audio is amazing, and I got you at 20 over here in Ohio.
Yes, sir. Well, when we were designing our station, we were saying 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas, and we paid particular attention as to how we strung the dipole, and we have one lead broadside to Montreal and the other one broadside to Miami. And, there's some folks that don't put much into that. They say, well, once it gets up there, all this happens. But, yeah, you see the picture of the radiation pattern of a wire, and it's just radiating broadside to the wire. So, I'm going to say, if I have thoughts about trying to direct my signal to a specific area, I'm going to pay particular attention to that and string my dipole so it would be broadside to my target areas. Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, mine would be broadside east to west. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The first thing you have to figure out is where you want it to go. And obviously, sometimes you just want it to go everywhere, but many times you have specific areas that you're interested in more than others. Like particularly if you happen to be on the coast and you weren't interested in European DX and you just wanted to work, in the USA, then you would want to string that antenna probably east and west, so you would radiate north and south down the coast. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I got a buddy in Florida, and I thought about putting up a separate dipole just to aim it towards him a little better, but I haven't done that yet. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can do that. And, I am a particular fan of what's called a resonant dipole. And that is a dipole that's more or less cut for one frequency. A lot of times you'll cut it for midband, but like in my case, I'm pretty much on 7188 all the time. So I just have cut my resonant dipole for this frequency, and I'm down to where you can't really see the SWR, and so we're just running direct off the amp. Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, mine is mono band cut specifically for 40 meters, and it does pretty well. I get less than a 1.5 all the way across the band, so it's doing pretty good. Go ahead.
Roger. That's the thing. I've looked for the most efficient antenna, and the best one I can find is the resonant dipole antenna. Roger?
Yeah, I definitely don't have any problems talking to people, and I think the only thing you could do better would be a beam, but I ain't got the room for a 40-meter beam, so dipole it is. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger, yes, and it's a lot. Wire antennas are a lot cheaper. So anyway, Kurt, let me say 73 to you, sir. I think we're doing fine here. You're just blowing me away on my local antenna. I'm on my 0 10-foot vertical magnetic loop 000 angle, which is essentially north and south. And you're just blowing me away. So let me say 373, and we'll catch you down the road. We'll have this uploaded to YouTube probably by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger that, and I appreciate the help, and I hope you have a good new year, and I'll see you down the log. 73.
73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the first Qso-Vlog network show for 2002. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.